of Design, and I want to welcome you this afternoon to my little introduction into what the school is about. We are based on the main campus in two buildings on the Brayford campus, in the Nicola de la Haye building, as you can see here, and the Peter de Wint. These are joined centrally, and these house all of our design studios, our workshop spaces, and our interactive spaces, which is where we introduce our students to being a designer, building on the kind of things that I think people do every day. I like to think that we're all designers. We all problem solving in a way, whether it's propping open a door to keep it open while you maneuver something through, or observing things around you. We teach skills which make use of visual referencing and develop a highly experimental approach to trying things out, to conceptualizing and developing ideas and concepts and making them into real and tangible creative outcomes. A bit like the group of students here. This is a group of students that I've taught in the past. I used to be the program leader for the product design program. Each one of these students you see here, I have taught along the way over the past 20 or so years. And they've gone on to be things like head of furniture design at Next. They are exhibition designers. They are user experience designers or interior designers. They go and work in a whole range of creative areas, which stretch from the more recognizable and obvious toy designer or a graphic designer through to some amazing things where one of them, you might see here an image of Baby Groot. One of them actually works in the movies and builds 3D models on screen and animates them into characters such as the one for the Guardians of the Galaxy. And I'm really privileged and honored and excited to have been working with all of these group of students, from footwear designers to get them to where they want to be in the creative industries. So they come from one of a range of our programs in the design school. Most of them, of our 11 programs currently, are undergraduate programs. And you see here from creative advertising through to product design, that range of undergraduate programs. You'll get an opportunity in a little while to talk to the teaching team, the staff from one of those areas, all of which are active practitioners, all of which, maybe a little bit like myself, have worked in industry in the past or have current practice with industry. My background was as a furniture designer in and around the Manchester area. And then I moved into teaching and education, and because of the opportunity it gives you to help others develop those skills. But the programs we also have range to postgraduate study and even PhD research study. And like I say, they are taught by our range of practicing and specialist staff. Sometimes, though, we invite in visiting lecturers, a bit like my new friend here, Jason Bradbury, who I met about 3 years ago when he was still presenting the Gadget Show. And he helped us develop approaches using technology and new technologies and new techniques. And also, some of the links he has enable us to introduce our students to industrial specialists like Samsung at King's Cross down in London. Jason and I this year ran a project brief with Samsung and the product design students, and it ended up as a competition where one of our students won it. But across all of our design programs, we also have visiting lecturers from different two-dimensional, three-dimensional specialist areas who introduce our students to live critiques, live projects, and really connecting with industry. It's one of the things we really focus on doing here at Lincoln, is really connecting students with industry and giving them opportunities to work with specialists like the creative, the marketing, the design team we did this year at Samsung. One of my main opportunities this year is to try and broaden that Samsung approach to the whole of the School of Design and get all of our students working with Samsung over this next year and in the years to come. At Lincoln, we thrive on our studio culture. We try to replicate a realistic consultancy approach where we can, where we provide spaces for our students to get involved in debate, creative debate, critiquing work, looking at 2D work, looking at 3D work, and examining each other's approaches to really build confidence and making robust defenses of your ideas, your concepts, so that when they go to market or they're finally presented, you're sure that they work and have been properly tested. So our studios provide opportunities to work together with others and work with staff and students and other peers, and also industry specialists when they come in. Our teaching is slightly different from school and college. We have a full range of traditional contact teaching, lectures, seminar programs, idea generation and laboratory and studio suite teaching, but also independent and group learning, and nowadays digital learning, where you might also work in teams away from the studios and get into groups to work together away from teaching staff. Over the past few months, we've also been building our digital teaching aspects and built a really strong digital culture where we can connect with students anywhere in the world. But predominantly our teaching takes place in our 2D and 3D spaces, in studios, in and around studios, but also workshops, which range from print workshops, 2D workshops, three-dimensional specialist workshops, which look at metals fabrication, wood fabrication, but also technological fabrication, milling machines and 3D prints. We also have a full range of Mac and PC suites, which deal with two-dimensional digital design, so Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, things like that, but also three-dimensional design in digital formats, where we use maybe things like Fusion 360, some of the stuff you may not have heard of in the past, like Rhino, where we build digital models and then are able to animate them a bit like the Baby Groot figure a little bit later on, but not everything goes into the movies. Okay, once our students start to get to grips with that, across the 3 years of study, they start looking at entering competitions. And even in lockdown this year, we've had some tremendous successes where our students have been shortlisted and won RSA design competitions. They've won British Institute of Interior Design competitions. And as I said, the Samsung competition. And here you see examples of some of the 2D graphics and packaging work. One of the fashion student winners from this year, the interior design students who won there, and some more examples of graphic design and product design from our RSA entries this year. And even up until yesterday, we were hearing brilliant news from our creative advertising program, where 6 of their students have just won awards in what's called the D&AD, the Design and Art Direction New Blood Awards. These are competitions for students and emerging designers to get involved and really put their work out there. And to get 6 winners is absolutely fantastic. I heard that yesterday. Okay, so our relationship with students starts maybe from this first tentative step that you're taking today. Get involved a little bit later on with the teaching teams, ask them questions, the type of work that you'll get involved in, the type of work that they'll get involved in with you, straight through to the 3 years of study and on to graduation. But even further than that, my job is to start looking at alumni and bringing our experienced designers who have moved into industry to come back into the studios and give the benefit of their experience to our current studios. And this really works. It really opens our current students' eyes to the potential of what they might move on to do. Okay, to move into design, you're going to need a portfolio. You're probably working on a portfolio at school or at college now. Ask those questions as to what our teaching staff would like to see in your portfolio, from drawing to practical work to digital design work. I've got 2 last things I'm going to ask of you. One, please do go and have a look at our student showcase at designlincoln.co.uk. Here, you'll see all of our final year student work, from interior architecture, exhibition and design, interior design, fashion, product, and all the 2D illustration, graphics, and creative advertising programs. At 1:30 today, you'll have that opportunity. If you log into the Unibuddy chat system, there'll be a series of links there to enable you to log into each of our program staff and have a chat with them. You'll see their presentation and get some very specific information about what the content of each program is. Please do enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.